Howdy folks, it's Nick back again for another Commodore 64 review. This one was a bit of a granddaddy on the Commodore Amiga, huge hit. It's LOTUS ESPRIT TURBO Challenge. Don't know what's going on with that O in the title there, it looks a bit squished. We'll see how this plays on 8-bit territory. It wasn't overly good on the ZX Spectrum, but I've got slightly higher hopes on the Commodore 64 because of the colour thing. We're going to do automatic gears. It's published by Gremlin Graphics in 1990. My criticism of the Spectrum version was it was quite hard to see where you were going and the frame rate wasn't particularly great, so we'll see what happens here. Bit of loading, and I'll edit this down ever so slightly. So easy, medium and difficult. We'll do easy mode. We start off in Italy, no pit stops, no hazards. Let's just get an idea of the game. Split screen, if there was a player 2 that would occupy the bottom part of the screen. Could be a similar thing to the Spectrum. Frame rate isn't brilliant, so overtaking might be difficult. Now I think they should have, when there's one player, they should have just done the whole screen. Yeah, overtaking is going to be a bit random here. Right, we'll see how he gets on. My eyes are going a little bit funny, but it does look good if you was to do some screenshots. I'm 19th at the moment. You need to come in the top 10 each race or you go out the championship. Man, how do we get past these fellas? Yes. I think maybe I'm being a little bit too cautious here. So when it comes to, well done, so when it comes to split screen races, do check out Pit Stop 2. I think that's my favourite split screen racer so far on the Commodore 64. I'm trying to commentate and race at the same time. I'm finding this very tricky to do two things at the same time. Really have to concentrate on this heavily. The Commodore Amiga version was absolutely brilliant, but there's quite a lot more power there. This one is struggling. It is quite fast. The engine sounds are quite good. Yeah, I might be a bit too cautious. We're 14th here. Now, you see underneath, about midway underneath my car there, to the left, there's a white bar going up. That represents how many laps we've got to do. So on lap 3 of 4, we need to overtake another 4 cars before the end of the race. If you pull into the pits, you can refuel your car. You can see the fuel slightly underneath as well. Oh, man. Car stops at a bit of a full stop there. On the Amiga version, every car you reverses, oh dear, every car you reverses was white. On this one, they're all blue, a bit like Lotus Turbo Challenge 2. So I didn't do very well there. On the Amiga version, I don't think there was ever a point where I didn't fail to qualify in the first race. All these Formula 1 racers, their names are changed from real life ones. We'll have another go at this and I'll be a bit more aggressive, otherwise this might be quite a short review. On easy mode, Gremlin Graphics 1990. Right, easy is 7 races. We won't do music as we go through, we'll just do the engine sounds. Right, better luck this time. Let's be more aggressive. Need to come in the top 10 as I say. Italy, Italia. Right, hear the engine sounds. Player 2's not here, he's still in the pits. Let's take out my LOTUS ESPRIT. Yeah, I think overtaking is just going to be some random phenomenon rather than anything I'm judging. Can we go quite wide? Right. Let's pass. Whoops. Okay, nice skid noises there. So we've gone around there quicker than before. Okay, yeah. So you can get quite close to these cars sometimes. Just go as fast as you can and hope for the best, I think. Thought I was going to collide into that. So we're up into 11th. Just coming up to the end of lap 1. Up into 9th. So we hold this before the end. We will qualify for the next race, or at least show you what the next one looks like. Oh man, this is so jerky and tricky. Whoops. Yeah, should have gone for full screen rather than split screen here. This is a little bit too ambitious. Pit Stop 2 is a lot cleaner than this one. But you can see what it's trying to do. It is accomplishing a lot over 64k. Sweep between those two. Up into 6th. Can I win this race? I might be being a bit cruel. It's 1990 though, so coming up to the end of the 8-bit era. Yeah, if it was 88, I might be pretty good. 1990, it doesn't really fare very well against the 16-bit which was on the market at the time, but it's a good effort. It is a good effort. I wouldn't have been disappointed as a kid if I had this back in the day on a Commodore 64. It is better than the Spectrum version, but seeing the road in front of you and judging where the other cars are is very, very tricky. Second place there out of 10, so we're on to the next race. I'll at least show you the next track. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. So, yes. Lotus Esprit. Another game with a Lotus Esprit in is Test Drive. Hopefully I'll be bringing that to you at some point on the Commodore 64 as well, because I loved those on the Amiga. Right, second place. Ayrton Send Up was first. Brilliant. I like all the Lotus games on the Amiga. Love them to bits. Check out my reviews on those if you haven't already. Great classic games. Good to see it on the 8-bit though. I didn't know they'd been converted to 8-bit for a while. I think the Spectrum version is 128k. This is trying to do it off half of that. Loading time is a little bit long. Right, Mexico. Shallow hills. Some roadworks. Could be trouble. Right, okay. There may be trouble ahead. Boom. Right, okay. What other good split-screen racing games are there? As I say, whoops, yeah. Maybe it slows down when there's a lot of cars on the screen at the same time. Oh, I'm caught out wide. Oh, I've got no chance of qualifying here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps. I don't think we need to refuel the car. You refuel the car by stopping just by the start. And I think that's going to be quite tricky to see the pits from here. I'm struggling to see anything. Right, past these. Oh, there's the roadworks. 16th, right? Don't know. We just drove through that car, did we not? 13th. Yes. Random stuff going on here. The Commodore 64 is doing an admirable job, but you can tell it's really struggling with this. Engine noise is good. Skid noise is good. We're in 9th place. Right, okay, here we go. Stay here and we'll be able to see track 3. Unbelievable. I don't think I could have played this for any length of time because I'm getting a headache already from this. Hopefully you're faring okay. Do remember to blink. It's missing frames, but, you know, we can't be too picky. This is 8-bit. This is 8-bit racing, folks. It's trying to do something that the computer really wasn't designed to do. We're in first place, so where are all these other cars? Is it just extra traffic in the way or these lap racers? Now, this didn't happen on the original game. Who are those guys? Last lap. Oh, hit a block there. Surely I'm going to come first here, am I not? Don't know who all these cars are. Who are these fellas? And why aren't they white cars? They're blue. Right, check out the white bar there. I haven't got too much of the lap to go. The roadworks aren't causing too much of a problem. First place, will it be? Yes. So second place and first place. So where does that put us? In the Super Lotus Championship. Easy mode. If you want more of a challenge, you can do manual gears, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. The car hasn't got quicker acceleration or anything like that. You get a nice arcadey feel with automatic gears. Lotus 2 didn't come out on the Commodore 64 as far as I'm aware, but it would have really struggled to do anything better than this. Right, track 3. Where are we going now? Not letting us know. So player 1 leads the championship, and that is indeed me. From Ayrton Send Up. Where are we going next in this race? I reckon we're going to go to Peru. That's my prediction. Iceland. Well, close. Similar weather. Steeper hills, sharper bends, extra fuel needed. Okay, so we need to do a pit stop at this point. Could be a problem because I'm struggling to even see where the start finish is. I think that's supposed to be snow to the left of us. Snow to the left of us, snow to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of this game. 20th. Can we pull off a miracle again and get off track 3 of easy mode? I think I need some aspirin. Boo boo. The game is quite quiet actually. I might have to turn that up to balance it with the commentary. But anyway, that's another editing thing for me to do. 19th place. We're ahead of one car, whoever that may be. I mean, it must look pretty special in 2-player this. I wonder if it slows down. I haven't got a human player here, so let me know, what is this like in 2 human players? Does it slow down ridiculous, or is it does it become unplayable, or is it okay? Does it stay the same? Right, I'm being quite aggressive with this now. I'm not slowing down too much on the corners. It's holding quite well, and we were rewarded with 9th place. Oh dear. Might have to practice going into the pits here, because otherwise I'm going to run out of fuel. We're on lap 2. I think we need to get extra fuel for one more lap than we can actually do off this tank. And I can't get past these fellas. Blink, Nick, blink. There isn't cockpit view or anything like this, so it is just chase view. Do you like this game? Did you have it back in the day? Or is this the first time you've seen it on the Commodore 64 and are absolutely amazed that it even came out on this in the first place? Now that's the pits, isn't it not? Slow down? No. Yes, I can't see where the pits are. Is this it still or not? Oh man, this is too difficult. I think you need a practice go just to stop and find the pits initially. That's cost me a few positions and we got no fuel. Oh, I think I just have to run the gauntlet and try and get to the end of the race now without any fuel and hope it was lying. I suppose it's quite easy once you get used to it. I think my eyes are getting used to the frame rate now. It seems to work better the higher speed you're doing. It seems to just struggle in lower speeds. Or maybe it's my brain just working out where to go. 9th place, despite stopping to almost 0 trying to find where the pit crew was. And I didn't find them. How did I get through that mob? I do not know. Seems if you drive quick enough, you can just drive through people. Yes, brilliant. I wouldn't drive like this normally, because I wouldn't know what the hell is going on. I might be able to do a stop for fuel. We're coming up to the end of the lap. Where is... No, we're out of fuel already. Ugh. Yeah, so a little bit flawed, this game. It is attempting a lot. I love the trilogy on the Amiga. It's an admirable effort on the Commodore 64, but it's struggling with frame rate. Yeah, and overtaking as a result of that is rather random. It isn't easy, but we're finished in 11th place. I don't mind the game. It can grow on me. Gremlin Graphics in 1990. It's not bad. They've done an admirable job, and at the end of the day, because I've got such a high view of Lotus anyway, I'm being extra super picky. But as a racer, it's not a bad one to have in your collection, but not brilliantly brilliant. If you didn't have an Amiga back in the day and your friends did, then you could have this and get some enjoyment out of it. Good games that have been converted from the Amiga are Stunt Car Racer, where they've done seemingly the impossible there, so check that one out. But yeah, out of the split screen races I've reviewed so far, definitely would go with Pit Stop 2 first. I haven't tried Pit Stop 1, but Pit Stop 2 is where the action is. Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge. Right, so I don't think we've got any credits. There's no continue. Yes, we're out of the race. Which is a shame, really, because we come second and first, and now the game is over. There we go. There we go. So I think we'll leave that one there. Hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge on the Commodore 64, published by Gremlin Graphics in 1990. Not a bad attempt. If you've got any thoughts or ideas or memories of this game, then please put them below. You're always welcome. If you haven't already and want to help the channel grow and grow and grow, please consider subscribing, because that is a massive help going forward. If you want to help it a little bit more, lend your support and get a shout out each month, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Every little bit really does help. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.